we have just seen a massive drop to the downside on Bitcoin just for it to hit my first support level that I shared in the previous update, which is now offering a very nice bounce. So as usual, before we dive into today's price action, what I want to do is recap what happened since my previous update. So if you remember, in my previous update, Bitcoin was right there, and what I wanted to see was a move back below these lows, and again, a test of my first support area between $98,800 and $98,300. But what happened is that price did indeed take out these lows, but unfortunately, it did front run my support levels, which is why personally, unfortunately, I have missed this entire uptrend on Bitcoin. In any case, I did decide to take two quick trades inside the Discord. The first one was a long against my imbalance, so again, I was longing this drop against my imbalance because I wanted to see a reversal to the upside and a new high on Bitcoin. But what I said was that ideally we close this 15-minute candle near its low, so right there near its low, and then make a new high. But what ended up happening is that price reversed straight to the upside and left a massive wick behind. So what I did is implement a quick take profit one on my long position, because even though I was bullish, this 15-minute wick was a bit of a problem. Why? Because if I open the charts again, we had a massive wick to the downside, but also as you can see, it didn't completely fill my imbalance, which in my view is a bit of a problem. And what ended up happening is that we did reverse much lower, and if I open the charts and go on the 15-minute chart, as you can see, this did mark the high on Bitcoin before we got this big reversal to the downside. So when I saw this drop, what I said inside the Discord was that I wanted to see a bounce and then a reversal lower. However, I wanted to leave this 15-minute imbalance behind. Why? Well, because usually in markets, when you expect weakness to come into play, price tends to leave imbalances behind. However, what happened was that we got a much more aggressive bounce than what I expected, so I did decide to give a long position a shot, which did end up turning into a loss. And then, of course, the next day, we did drop much lower, and then again what I said was that I wanted to see a bounce, so waiting for a bounce and we look for shorts, and I did believe that we would move back towards $97,400. And unfortunately, again what happened is that we did get a bounce, but price did end up reversing before reaching my level, which was again this imbalance that I was waiting for. So personally, I've had a pretty boring week. Even though I did expect lower prices, I simply wasn't able to find the right short setup. In any case, with all of this out of the way, what do I expect next? Well, first of all, as I said in the previous update, price is still in an uptrend. So at this point, again, as I said before, I still expect higher prices. I do expect price to break back above this high and a move towards $110,000. With that said, what levels do we have above us and what levels do we have below us? Below us, the levels haven't changed since my previous update. Again, we had this first support area around $98,000, which is offering a bit of a bounce. But personally, my major support level does remain $97,400, which does also remain my target for this job on Bitcoin. And if we do reach it and we get a nice reaction, I will be interested in long positions. However, if we move back down and lose this level, then personally I won't be interested in long positions anymore. So again, to the downside, nothing has changed. I'm still waiting for my major support at $97,400. And then to the upside, it's pretty simple in my view. As you can see on the 1 hour chart, we have two imbalances. And what price is doing right now is coming back up to fill this first hourly imbalance. So if I go on the 4-hour chart, as you can see, we have the same imbalance. And if I go on the 15-minute chart, again, we have the same imbalance as well. And right here, we have something very interesting to note, which is that we have an imbalance at the high. So personally, what I would say is that if price comes back down and loses this imbalance, so $102,000, so if we move back down again and lose this level, then at this point, I would say that the daily high is in and we are ready to see a drop back towards $97,400, which again will be our major support level. However, if price does decide to move higher and is able to clear this first imbalance, let's go back on the 1 hour chart, we have the second imbalance, which is very important in my view. Because if price is able again to continue higher and break above this imbalance, then this would be a massive sign of strength on Bitcoin. And at this point, I would say that this is probably a longer term bottom on Bitcoin, in which case, if I see a retracement, I will be interested in long positions for a move higher and again a break of this high on Bitcoin. So overall, that was mainly it for this update. The charts are very simple here in my opinion. So quick recap, on the lower time frames, if price breaks back down below $102,000, in my opinion, the daily high will be in and I will expect to move towards $97,400, which does remain my major target for this entire job on Bitcoin. However, if price is able to move higher and break above $105,000 pretty much, then I would say that this is probably a longer term bottom and then we can expect much higher prices on Bitcoin. So as usual, I hope that you guys enjoyed this update, and if you have any questions, I'm available inside the Discord. So see you soon everyone and good luck.